Hey there, comic book friends. This is Travis, and I'm going to show you a comic book haul that I just got. I'm not going to do the whole unboxing thing. You don't need to see me playing with scissors and snipping at plastic bags and tape and whatnot. But here's the latest big bunch of books that I got. Kind of the story behind this. Of course, I had mentioned in another video that I was talking about collecting Doom Patrol, and my plan was to see if I could collect all of the Silver Age Doom Patrol. Well, Mrs. Oddfellows heard that that's what my plan was, and she took that as I was going to try and collect and complete all of my Doom Patrol collections. So she sent me a message one day and said, "Hey, Fearless Reader has got a whole bunch of full run of Doom Patrol on their site." So I'm like, okay, well, I wasn't really planning on picking up the stuff outside of the Silver Age. I mean, maybe someday, but it wasn't really a thought. But I went, well, what the heck? Looked at it. Sure enough, there were a whole bunch of them on there. Not a complete run, but awfully close. So I picked up a bunch of books to attempt to complete my run from, I believe, 87. There was a couple other runs that I didn't even really know were out there, and I picked up most of those. I'll talk about them briefly as I show you some of those covers real quick. And then, yeah, someday I'm going to do some kind of long box reviews like Ghost Critic does, where he goes through his alphabet and talks about the books and whatnot. And I'll go into a little more detail about those books then. Plus the fact I haven't read a lot of these, so I won't talk a ton about them now. I'll talk more about them then when I show them then. Anyway, this is the haul I just got. I'm pretty tickled with it. Here we go. So there is Doom Patrol #1, and this is October of 1987. First issue, cover-to-cover action, the Doom Patrol. Yeah, anyway. So got #1. There's #2. Got a little cover with bugs on it. #3. Looks like this Doom Patrol has some of the members in it that I'm used to of the Doom Patrol, and some of them that I don't have a clue who they are. Like these people, I don't know who these people are. Negative Man, of course, and there's Cliff, Robot Man. Anyway, it looks like in this, there's #4. They introduce a bunch of new people. #5, and of course it wouldn't be Doom Patrol if it didn't have a tombstone on it, listing all the Doom Patrol on it as being dead at some point or another. Anyway, this Koppenberg writes this entire series. I'm kind of impressed. Anyway, you can go on for a long time writing one single series. Anyway, there's #6. And at this point, this is Larson. Eric Larson does Savage Dragon and stuff like that. I kind of remember this book. Here's #7. Back in the 80s when I was collecting their comics, I wasn't a real big fan of Larson's artwork, and I think that's why I didn't pick it up at the time. #8. Like I said, there are tons of people here. I mean, this is Negative Woman. I don't know who these other people are at all, really. So yeah, it'll be interesting to read. Looking forward to it. There's #9. #10 was Superman in it. This is 50 years of Superman, I believe. So I think Superman was all over the place at this point. #11, Superman villain. Said I can't remember his name. Anyway, I'll be reading them. I'll talk about them then. And #12, still Larson on artwork here. #13. 14 with Power Girl. I think this is about the time that Power Girl was having a miniseries. So they were putting her other books and whatnot to, boost their sales everywhere. There is #15 with good old Animal, Vegetable, Mineral Man, who always shows up in Doom Patrol at some point, it seems. And then, let's see. This is #6. Nolan, I believe is the artist's name, starts doing the artwork on this one. This is a Larson cover, but Nolan does all your interior work. And I think they bill us as being, oh, look, it's the new guy doing the artwork. Here's number 17, Invasion First Strike Extra. And this is guest starring Aquaman, Aqualad, and the Sea Devils. And then here's number 18. This is the last issue that had this version of Doom Patrol. And the last issue that Koppenberg and Nolan did the work on. The next issue that I don't actually own of this, issue 19, is the first issue that Grant Morrison is on. And I don't have that issue currently. Then here's issue 20, Grant Morrison in case. This is the Scissor Man. This is where it starts to get absolutely crazy. The book goes nuts. Actually, this is an interesting one. I opened up and kind of thumbed through this one real quickly. It's got a in the letters page in the back, it's got a almost a page worth article written by Grant Morrison as to why he was doing this. And actually, as a kid, he never read Doom Patrol, and that's why I was interested in doing Doom Patrol as an adult. He didn't read Doom Patrol as a kid because in the 60s it scared the crap out of him. Whereas most superheroes during the 60s were all this shiny, good, happy people. The Doom Patrol were always kind of the ragtag junkyard dogs who would wander into town and really didn't like mankind but somehow ended up saving them, kind of thing was his version of it. So he was really interested in doing it. Anyway, that's 20. And there's 23, the next issue I have of it. 24. And then 26. And this is where the covers get awesome. This cover is by Simon Bisley. He'll do a lot of the covers through here. It wasn't much longer after this that I started picking up the book in the 80s because the covers were just crazy. I'm like, you know what, I gotta be picking this book up because these covers are just so awesome. Some of you will recognize Simon Bisley's name, maybe. He is currently doing all the artwork for John Constantine Hellblazer. Occasionally he does the artwork in the interiors. He does the artwork when the comic is set back in the 70s. There was some time traveling here in the last year. But anyway, the covers for these are just awesome. I could have my walls covered in these covers. There's number 27. Number 28. And they just get weirder as they go along. Number 29. It's got Superman and Flash in it. This, like I said, this era of Doom Patrol was pretty interesting. Negative Man is actually a he, she. Then went by Ramus. Number 30. Number 31. I mean, just look at these crazy covers. Hopefully you guys can see those well enough. You know. 32. 34. The Evil Brotherhood. There's our monkey. More than likely, Brain is in the crib here. Can't wait to read these things. Next one I have is 37. 39. 40. Then I start collecting from this point on. I have issues clear up through like 72 when Pollock takes over the book. This is the first one of this haul I got where Pollock takes over the book. Different artists. This is Medley, I believe, is the artwork on this. I'm not sure exactly who does the covers, but of course they maintain the tradition of the crazy, crazy covers with lots of bizarre stuff going on. 75. 77. I wasn't picking up these books at the time because this is about the time I had to pay for school, pay for college and whatnot, and rent and stuff like that, and so comic books were kind of out of the question at the time. And this is in the 90s. This is 94 or something like that. 94, and this is number 78. And then the final one of this run is number 82 of this group. I still have a few more issues to pick up from this thing, and I've got some in my own collection, which like I said, I'll talk about later on. This was the first annual. Annual number 1. This annual was put out in 88. Larson on the cover, I believe, but not Larson on the inside. It wasn't much after this, though, that Larson started doing the interiors, like I said. And then the other annual from this volume of Doom Patrol is annual number 2. This one came out in 94. It's Rachel Pollack did the writing on it. Mark Wheatley, this is part of the Children's Crusade, which crossed over into Sandman and a bunch of other stuff during the time in '94. Anyway, that is volume number 2. Of course, volume number 1 is the Silver Age one. Then I go on to the next volume of Doom Patrol, and this is one I wasn't familiar with really at all. This is Doom Patrol. This is from 2001, December of 2001. Another great cover. I kind of like this one. There's, you know, Cliff, our robot man. You can see the reflection of who's going to be the new Doom Patrol, and him thinking we're doomed. And up here it says 4/5 new, all different, which it really is. Interesting thing is, John Arcudi, I guess they say it. He works with Magnolia, I mean, on all of the Hellboy stuff now. Helps write the scripts for all of that PBRD Hell on Earth stuff that I'm reading. But this is back in 2001. The artist on almost all of this run of book is Tan Ing Hot, who I've never heard of before. Just flipping through these books, I haven't read any of these yet, just flipping through them. I kind of like his style. It's really interesting. It's got a kind of a, I don't know, it's got a Chinese, Japanese kind of a flavor to it, anime-ish kind of, but not really anime kind of thing, manga kind of a thing. So it's really interesting. Matter of fact, I had to go look up some stuff on the guy to see if he'd done anything currently. He's done some stuff in like 2011 here and there, but not a whole lot of work. Anyway, there's issue number 1 of this run. Number 2, 3, 4, 5. They like doing reflections on this series of covers. The reflection, you see it down here in this guy's sword. There's a reflection of the other members. Lots of the covers have reflections in it. Number 6. Number 7. Poor Cliff. He's always getting tore up. 8. 9. 10. Looking forward to reading that one because the second you put mental floss on the cover, I'm interested right there just because it's a great word, I think. That was 10. This is 11. 12. Interesting little tag here, in remembrance of 9/11 from last year, or from the year before. Anyway, not sure exactly what's going on in there. Armed and dangerous. He's walking around with just a robot man's arm. Kind of funny. Issue 13. Like the original Doom Patrol, but different. Looking forward to reading this because, of course, this Doom Patrol doesn't exist other than Cliff right now. Issue 14. 15. 16. 17. 18. I don't have 19 or 20. 21 is the next one I have, and this series ends with number 22 in 2003. Anyway, looking forward to reading this. I kind of like the stylized art. It's a little bit different. Pretty excited about these. Okay, that is volume 3. Then volume 4, which I didn't even know this existed. If I had known it existed, I probably would have been bought it a long time ago. Let's not throw them all at once. This is August of 2004. Together again for the first time, Doom Patrol. And this is writing and art by John Byrne, who I loved his stuff growing up as a kid and whatnot. And Doug Hazelwood does the inks on it. And Doug Hazelwood, for the more modern era stuff, used to, anyway, I don't know if he still is, but used to ink all of Nicola Scott's stuff. He definitely inked all of her stuff on during the Secret Six time, when she was on Secret Six, when she was on did some Wonder Woman work and whatnot like that. Anyway, so excuse me, really looking forward to reading this, just because I like the style, I like the art, I like the writer, so it should be interesting. There's number 2. Reborn out of disaster, Doom Patrol. Issue 3, At War with the Weird, Doom Patrol. Issue 4, The Hell Below. Issue 5, 6, Robot Wars. 7, The De-Evolution Begins. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 there, Enemy Within, 17, and then the end of the Doom Patrol, 18. 18 issues that ended in January of 2006, and then of course in 2010 or 11 is when the latest and last version before the ending of it and the reboot of the DC universe. Anyway, that was my haul of a whole bunch of Doom Patrol. Look forward to reading them. You'll see them all again. Or maybe I'll talk about them more when I go thumbing through my long boxes and whatnot. But that's it. What do you think of Doom Patrol? Have a good one, all.